look, I'm open to everything. I want to do Bollywood. I want to do Hollywood. Again, it comes down to the story. I don't think about the whole star thing. I'm not even sure what that exactly defines or means.
Hi everyone, joining us today is Suraj Sharma. Suraj, thank you so much for taking time out to do this.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Everyone knows you from the life of Pi, and since then you've come a long way. The Illegals, of course, gotten a lot of accolades at different film festivals. Danish said that he's still nervous about the film coming on Amazon Prime Video. Are you nervous as well?
I'm excited. I'm very curious to see what people think, what their reactions is. Obviously, this is a long time coming. We made this quite a while back, so we were all waiting to see what pans out for it, what happens.
Suraj, I understand you're in the US right now, right?
Mhm.
And Danish has also been a student in the US. He's lived in LA. The film also portrays the life of a student who goes from Delhi to LA to study filmmaking. What were the kind of experiences that you drew from for your character?
My character Hassan, he comes from Daryaganj. He comes from Delhi. He, moves to the US. He goes to film school. I come from Delhi. I went to film school. He has dreams. I had dreams. He had a reality that he had to, face and deal with and learn how to overcome. I'm doing so myself. So there, obviously there was that to draw from. Danish's experience also, as he spoke about it to me, is riveting. It's very, very, very interesting. I used to go to, all the Indian stores or restaurants to, get my fix basically. But I spoke to all these people who were, the bus boys or the delivery people or the servers, and over the years I made friends with a couple of them. I learned their story. They told me about their family. They told me about their situation. Some of them weren't legally there. Some of them were stuck there. Some of them were had ideas and dreams that they came to the US to achieve, and then they had to deal with the things that they had to deal with. One person I know who is working in a restaurant, not legally, he came here to do he started wanted to start a business dealing with phones. And basically, he used to talk about his family very often to me, right? Like they were there. He showed me pictures, this, that. And I always thought he's a happy, jovial guy. He's doing it. He's like surviving. He's making, what he has to make, and keeping his family going and keeping his household running and everything. But then one day, like 2 years after I knew this guy, he told me that they actually aren't with him. They're back home. And I said to him, why don't you go visit? Why does it seem like you haven't visited them in a long time? He said, I'm stuck. I can't go. There's no way I can go because there's no way I can come back. Um, so this guy who speaks about people with such familiarity and such like they're there. He hasn't seen them in like some 4, 5, 6 years.
You've been a favorite of the critics and the audiences ever since the Live 5 days. But is there a thought that goes into selecting the project that you want to be a part of?
Primarily, most important thing, script. You want a story that is intriguing, different, telling something, trying to make the audience walk away with something, whether it be a different perspective or an understanding of something or the need to question something, which is always a great thing. I like characters with complexity. I like dealing with characters that I haven't gotten to deal with yet. I like challenges.
But you've had a career of 9 years of acting, right? And in that career, you've only done one typical Bollywood film, as I may say. Of course, you've done other Hindi films, but a film that people like the general Indian would know of. There's just been one. Have you distanced yourself from Bollywood for a reason, or have the choices just been scanty?
No, look, I'm open to everything. I want to do Bollywood. I want to do Hollywood. Again, it comes down to the story, right? It's a story that teaches me something I'm learning from, that grows, that, asks questions and stuff like that. Then there have been stories like that I could have done in Bollywood, but didn't work out, be for whatever reason. But in my head, I'm open to everything. I want to work. I want to meet new people, and I want to, portray new people. So that's totally open. That just is a, circumstantial thing that it's been, as you said, one essentially Bollywood movie.
We've seen a stereotypical representation of South Asians, when we talk about American films. Have you seen the parts that come to you change over time now?
It's gotten so much better, and I'm so grateful for it. Obviously, there's a huge, path ahead of us. There's a journey to be made, and nobody can make that journey alone. Um, but a lot of it, yeah, as much as the people in front of the camera matter in regards to both that change, I feel like the real change is behind it, is with the producers, the directors, the writers. You want South Asians in the writers' room. You want the experience to be translated to text. Otherwise, it's never going to be making the screen. So many more Indian or South Asian or even people of color, just generally that have hit the writers' room, have become producers, are trying to direct, or even they're putting in the money. Those things matter so much. People don't realize. But that's where the biggest change is right now. And if that keeps growing, then of course there'll be more South Asians in front of the screen.
We saw the White Tiger's also been nominated. With these nominations, there's a certain conversation that started again. And tell me what you think about it. Do you think that the moment an American production house or an American director's name added to a story from India, does that automatically mean that it merits a nomination for the Oscars?
I don't think that is what automatically merits the nomination. I think what that does do, though, is, for whatever reason, add a certain degree of scope. And those things, for whatever reason, do affect the outcome of whoever's watching this, or who is watching this. Obviously, we'd like to be in a situation where eventually, we're making our own things, with or without the collaboration of essentially a foreigner, and it still merits in the eyes of whoever accolades. It's like when people talk about stereotyping. Why does it exist? Because that is what is familiar to the audience, right? The more we familiarize ourselves with the audience, and the more the audience is familiar with us, and I'm talking about a global audience, right? With us being South Asians, the more they readily accept something unique, something different, something outside the box, whether it be an idea, a character, a person, So it is a challenge, and a challenge we can overcome. And I feel like the best way to do it is to collaborate amongst ourselves as Indians or South Asians and outside.
In an interview, you said that stardom is something you despise, and you think that becoming a star just changes your life. We've all grown up watching films of these big Hindi stars, and that happens to be the reason for a lot of youngsters to take up acting in the, first go. Like that's their brush with the glamour side of things. What was your motivation, if not stardom? Why did you choose to take on acting as a full-time career?
Well, firstly, it was the only thing I could do. That's the primary reason, is because, I was thrown into this world, and I had to learn how to deal with it, realize that I had been, given the opportunity to work like this and do these things, and I might as well make the most of it. I love doing it with my whole heart. I love being on set. I love collaborating. So for me, that's the main reason. It's all I can think I can do, and I really want to do it. And I meet all these amazing people, and if I get to help tell their stories, that just makes me very happy. So, that's my...
So you don't want to be a star. Like being a star, being recognized, it's not something that you're looking for.
No, I'm just looking to tell stories. I'm looking to be on set. I'm looking to work with people. Those are the things I focus on. I don't think about the whole star thing. I'm not even sure what that exactly defines or means, but yeah.
Thank you so much for this lovely chat, Suraj, and good luck for this.
No, thank you. I appreciate your time. Thank you.